Okay, I'm going to be doing my discussions both from chapter 4. And it's the first and second one. So for the first one, I watched the movie clips for United 93 and the World Trade Center collapse one. So for the United 93 one, I think they're just milking the story for money because there's no way to really know what was going on in the plane. And okay, I'll go on that later. And then for the World Trade Center one, I don't think any of these movies should have been made, to be honest. If they did a World Trade Center one, it should have been maybe a documentary or something close to fiction, not emphasizing special effects and them diving and all that stuff. And I feel like these movies are just a bunch of propaganda. If we let's see, from pages 87 to 88, it's talking about passing down stories and dramatizing things. And okay, yeah. So it becomes social constructionism of the scary Muslim view, because in the movie you see it's just all these white people, and then the Muslim people the terrorists just praying and praying in Arabic the whole time. So in your mind, when you see the us versus them, it's just oh, the good white people versus the bad Muslim people. In that case they were bad, but the whole anime idea is solidified, and now I actually don't want to take a plane ever again. And then the World Trade Center, it was a little unclear because the clip was short, but I just think that these movies shouldn't be made. They made the whole World Trade Center museum for 9/11, and I know a lot of survivors are not happy about that because they're taking their families' stuff and just selling sweatshirts and mugs out of it. So I think I think they call it emotion porn or something, where you just feel, oh, I'm indulging in something so deep, I'm a deep person. But I think it's just they're feeding us angst, so there's just something to sell. They're selling tragedies. Okay, and then I watched the Media of Terrorism one, and I feel like these are really biased sources. In the beginning, where they showed the, yeah, I don't know if imam is the right word, but the scholar, and he's talking about how these channels are fostering extremism and whatnot. And I feel like it's becoming synonymous with religious and extremism. I feel like that's an unfair judgment. We have the KKK in America, and they're all Christian, but you never hear people saying, "Oh, but there's so many sects of Christianity." Or no, when we talk about terrorism, it's always Islam. Then why can't we do the same for every other one? Okay, you see all these shooters, they're all white people that are gone crazy. So I think it's really unfair in general how people see Muslim people like that. Okay, and then yeah, these are always propaganda increasing fear for terrorism. Again, it falls under the frames, which I think is from pages 89 to 91. Okay, I have the ebook, so it's gonna take a second to get back. Yeah, so there's a subheading called the media as a weapon, and that's basically it. Whenever you see terrorists on the channel, it's they're going through their thoughts, be their prayer beads, and they're praying and they're praying and they're doing namaz, and it's the azan going off. And it's you just keep equating Muslim culture with terrorism, and that's not a good thing. That's not fair. I don't know. When sometimes every few years we get this DVD in the mail that says how bad Muslims are and how scary we are. So if you say the media doesn't scare people from Islam, that type of thing is a perfect example why it actually does. And they're sending it to us, telling us how bad and evil Muslim people are and how we're all responsible for terrorism and extremism, and everyone just calls it Muslim radicalism without even like bothering to check what's actually in Islam, what's beliefs. Like, I bring it up and people are like, oh, it's just a different sect, but that's not it. So I think Islamophobia is created by the media, especially from how you see Donald Trump. He's just saying how we should just ban the bad Muslims. Like, what the heck is that? Like, is it, how are you gonna just stick the Japanese back into camps again like you did in like the World War? So I think it's dumb that the media needs to tone things down. But, you know, it's always make the colored people to be bad. But that's a different discussion for another day. I hope I did this well. So, yeah.